Well, Mark, thank you. Now we want to get to this video here. A lot of you are talking about this, not only here in Arizona, but also across the nation. Phoenix police responding to a shoplifting incident right here in the Valley last week. The family that police confronted now suing the police department. Actually, I believe the date of this incident was a few weeks ago. The mayor now demanding change. Joining us live in the studio to talk a little bit more about this video and the response, Phoenix Police Chief Jeri Williams. Thank you for waking up with us.
Yeah, thank you. To be honest, ladies, every time I look at that video, it's extremely unsettling. It's not in keeping with what I expect from our employees. And I'll be honest, there's 2,900 other officers out there who work for Phoenix PD who are not taking this well either. So I'm sorry that this incident happened. I apologize to the family. I apologize to the community. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. So fact is that on May 27th, we respond to a call of individuals, adults, who are stealing property from a business. When officers go to make initial contact, they run out of the store. We make a traffic stop. As the vehicle is fleeing, the car stops. We arrest one lady who's charged with warrants later. The car flees again. From there, I get it. That's where the language, that's where the unprofessional conduct, that's where the lack of professionalism really stood out. It's troubling, it's challenging, and definitely not representative of the 2,900 officers that we have in Phoenix.
I think, you know, what's difficult for a lot of people here, Chief, is that this piles on to a mountain of complaints. Yeah, last year we had a record number of officer-involved shootings, sadly. Just weeks ago then we find out from an outside entity about racist social media posts by officers in your department. And now we add this on, and that is excessive force to a lot of people. It's hard for them to watch. So how do you expect the community to respond to that, and how do you try to gain their trust back when we've got this mountain of things and now this?
So every time we find out about a scenario and situation, we're addressing it, we're dealing with it. As soon as I found out about the Facebook posts, I put those officers on non-enforcement duty, or they're not engaging the public directly. As soon as I found out about this video, I take officers off duty and assign them to desk duty again. We're running investigations, we're being transparent. Frankly, we're rolling out body-worn cameras much faster than we had been. So right now we have about 600 cameras out in 2 precincts. We're loading up another precinct starting tomorrow, so we're making sure that we get the body-worn cameras fully complemented in patrol in August. But at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to due process. And that due process is the investigation, is the internal investigation. I got asked earlier today, how long is it going to take? I understand these 2 investigations are a top priority for our agency. I've removed folks from different assignments to solely focus on these 2 investigations so we can get to the truth faster, because I think that's critical.
Well, you did mention, I want to go back to that topic of transparency here. Ever since you came in to this role, that has been something that you've talked a lot about and trying to be more transparent with the department. However, in this case, it wasn't the police department that informed of this video and this incident, it was the public. Same with the Facebook posts. That was a watchdog group that did that. So I think to a lot of people, it may not seem like this is being very transparent at all when we're not hearing from these incidents from your department, but from other people, from the public. So how do you reconcile that?
So I reconcile that by saying I can't fix what I don't know. I didn't know about the Facebook post. I didn't know about the shoplifting incident. I think it would be different if we became aware of this and we did nothing and we just sat by and said, I'm sorry, I don't have any comment, or I'm sorry, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let the investigation speak for itself. The investigation will do that. Everyone's entitled to due process. Once we get to the truth, we'll share that with the community members. Body-worn cameras are being rolled out. But I got 2,900 people, you all out there, who are doing great jobs and doing great work every day. And instances like this mar the good work that they do. We still need the community support. We do want the community to trust us. But at the end of the day, I know each of these incidents chip away at the trust that the community has.
It takes you back.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And certainly, you know, I think that one of the questions that people also have is, you have been very clear trying to send messages yourself and talk to the community when something like this happens, but you're also trying to change a greater culture and build from within, or at least repair part of the culture. So you don't know about these incidents until they go onto Facebook, but then people question, are your own officers reporting them? There were other officers there who were not appearing to be aggressive. Would they have reported their fellow officers? That seems to be where the trust then breaks with the community.
Right.
Right. So again, the incident is under investigation. We can do better. And the lessons learned from the Facebook post, the lessons learned from this instance is we do need to do better. And we need to communicate better. And we need to do some different things. We're going to be looking at policy. We're going to be looking at more training. But I ask the community to trust us. I think at the end of the day, again, if we just stood by and not did anything, I think that would be problematic. But we faced this head on. We said it was wrong. Again, I apologize to the family. I apologize to the community. I actually apologize to the rest of my employees who are doing a great job out there every day.
You know, that does bring me to this point here. After we watched a lot of what's happened within the Mesa Police Department in terms of that vote of no confidence with their police chief, and you have come and, to Nohe's point, tried to change a lot of what has seemed to be a systematic problem there. But if you don't know about it and those other officers aren't reporting it, I have to ask point blank, do you have the trust and respect of the rest of those officers there on the force?
I think that's a great question. And to be honest with you, I absolutely think that I do. We just need to learn from the experiences and do better. At the end of the day, I'm the representative of almost 3,000 people. At the end of the day, when bad things happen, I'm the first one to come out and say, yes, we were wrong, yes, we apologize.
Moving forward so that we can try to continue to learn and grow and improve. You're talking about the body cameras, and Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego also said that she will work to arm everybody with cameras.
Yes.
Will you then continue to work on policy of when those cameras need to be turned on, when they need to be recording? Is there policy in place or does it need to be improved?
So there's policy in place. We just need to train our officers on the use of the body-worn cameras. The cameras are being assigned to the officers to build that trust. So there was a comment made a little bit about culture, changing the culture. The Phoenix Police Department culture is a good culture. We are seeing one-offs and we're seeing situations of individuals who are tarnishing our reputation, not just as Phoenix police officers, but as law enforcement in general. And I am certain that we are going to repair that.
Were there any other officers who had body cameras in this incident in their patrol cars, and will we see that video?
Great question. So no, this precinct was not outfitted on that day with body-worn cameras.
Okay.
But they have since been outfitted with body-worn cameras in that precinct.
Now, we have been told that there's going to be a community meeting happening on Tuesday. Is that something that you are going to be at to answer the community's concerns?
Absolutely. So there is something to be said about the community exercising its voice, and for me to hear the voice of the community. I know there are people that are angry out there. I'm angry. The 2,900 other officers are angry, but at the end of the day, I owe it to our community to listen to those voices.
We do want to acknowledge, certainly as you have said, that we recognize that the police force is big, and we have featured many of your officers right here on our station for going above and beyond. It is not lost on us that you put yourselves in the line of fire all the time to protect all of us. It is not a job that just anybody can do, so we don't want it to be lost that we do appreciate you, and we do appreciate you taking these steps to come speak to us and speak to the community and try to be at the forefront of this.
Thank you.
All right, Chief.